When you're not racing around, believe me, the Masterbuilt outdoor cooking video is a great teammate and a great gift idea for the outdoorsman or anyone who loves to cook. Now sit back and enjoy the video.
Nothing could be better than a sizzling steak or burger cooked out on the grill in the backyard. But for a great change of pace, how about deep-fried turkey? Have you ever tried a low country boil? Maybe a delicious smoked pork with apple chutney? There are many great ways to enhance your enjoyment of cooking outdoors. It's fun, simple, and you can really be creative. Marisa, John, and Don will show you how to add a little sizzle to your outdoor cooking.
Hi, I'm Marisa Bridge. Doesn't it seem like anything you cook outdoors has a better flavor? Whether you're grilling, smoking, or deep frying, it always has a superb taste. But with just a little extra effort, you can turn a simple barbecue into a special treat. Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite recipes, as well as those of my co-hosts, Dawn and John McLemore. But first, let's go to the menu for today. John is going to go over the equipment we'll be using, the Masterbuilt 7-in-1 cooker combo. Then we'll share some great smoking, grilling, and deep frying recipes. For your convenience, the recipes will be listed immediately after each presentation, so keep your pause button ready. And finally, we'll provide you with some great cooking resources to add to your library. Now, let's go to John for his demonstration.
All the recipes in this video are cooked on one Masterbuilt smoker fryer grill combo. Now you're going to see some great recipes, some smoking, frying, grilling, even a low country boil. All the food in the video was supplied by the folks over in Phenix City, Alabama at Phenix Food Service. Now let me tell you a little bit about this unit. We've got a camp stove unit right here. It's got a cast iron burner in it, all controlled by this high, medium, low adjustable regulator that goes right to your tank. Now the deep frying recipes were cooked in this 10.5 quart aluminum pot and basket. Now cooking with aluminum works real great because it gives you a real good heat distribution in the bottom of the pan. Now with this basket right here and the coated handle, that's real nice because it doesn't get hot and it's very easy to clean up. Now we've got two different type of grill recipes. We've got direct grilling, which is done on this unit right here. This is the base pan that can be used for charcoal or gas by simply placing it on top of this unit here. Now there's only 4 inches between the burner and the top of the grill rack. Now what that does is give you real intense heat when you want it. Now there again, we're controlling it with the regulator here so we can cook it on low or high when you want to sear that steak in. Now the difference between direct grilling and indirect grilling is just like your oven when you bake something. We've got 16 inches between the burner and the top rack right here. Now that gives us the indirect heat. The water bowl is positioned right here, used as a drip pan. The only difference between that and smoking, in the smoking recipes, we're going to have the wood chips placed on top of the lava rock that will smolder and give us that great smoking flavor. The water bowl then will be used to hold our water or juices depending on the recipe. Right above the water bowl is where we have our bottom rack in case you want to have 2 different foods cooked at the same time, and in the video you'll see that. Now our dome is placed on top. That will keep that heat in so that when you're grilling or frying, you can look right here at your heat indicator, and it's great for cooking on warm, ideal, or hot. Sit back, watch the video, and enjoy it.
Smoked rosemary brandy Cornish hen. Now, doesn't that sound delicious? First, we'll make our marinade. We'll start with 1/2 of a lemon, squeeze the juice out of that. Okay. 2 tablespoons of brandy. I've got a teaspoon of Dijon-style mustard. Put that in there. Whoops. About a teaspoon of rosemary and 2 tablespoons of honey. I want to mix that all up together. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, that's nicely mixed. Now, I'm going to take my Cornish hen and I'm going to use my fingers and really rub that on it. I want to make sure it's well covered. And that's good. I think I've got that all over. Now, what's left of the lemon, I'm going to stick right inside this cavity here. And I've taken an onion and put some cloves in that, and I'm going to stuff that in there as well. Now, this is going to have to marinate for about 2 hours. The rule on marinating is 30 minutes or less, room temperature. Anything over 30 minutes, you have to cover and do it in the refrigerator. So we'll check back on this in about 2 hours. Just like your oven at home, you need to preheat your smoker about 5 minutes before you get ready to smoke. Now, I've already turned the heat on down here. We've got lava rocks, a few wood chips in there, and all I have to do now is add about 1 gallon of water. You can pour it right through the grill. Okay, and you can use orange juice, apple juice, any kind of liquid you want. Now, this has been marinating for 2 hours, so let's put that right in the center of the grill. I'm probably going to baste it in about 30 minutes because I think the total cooking time will only be about 40 minutes, but let's put the lid on. And we'll check back in about 30 minutes. Total smoking time was just 40 minutes, and doesn't that look beautiful?
Barbecue pork is something that's very famous. We're going to do something a little different with the pork roast by marinating it in a steak sauce. We've got a 3-pound roast here, and we're going to cut some slices down inside the meat so that when we're marinating through the process of cooking, the juices will go down inside of the meat here. Get us about 3 or 4 little slices. We're going to take our marinating steak sauce and put all over this pork roast. We're going to flip that a couple of times. We're going to put this in our refrigerator for about 2 or 3 hours. This has been marinating now for about 2 hours, so we're going to place this on the top rack of our smoker and baste it here. Oh, this steak sauce really makes this good. Now we're going to put our lid back on, and this will be ready in about 4.5 hours. Okay, from start to finish, this Boston butt takes about 4 hours. What we're going to do is baste it about every 30-45 minutes to get that steak sauce flavoring in there. That really makes it good. We're also using the water pan as a drip pan. There's no liquid in there. When those juices drip down in that pan, it burns off immediately and gives it a real good flavoring.
John's pork roast has been smoking for about 3 hours, so now I'm going to make some smoky apple chutney to go with it. I've chopped up 1 red apple. I've got some green and yellow pepper that I've chopped up. Some chopped onions, some raisins, just a little bit of Dijon-style mustard, a bit of ginger, sprinkle that in, 3 or 4 cloves, half a cup of vinegar. Now I'm using white vinegar, half a cup of water, and the final ingredient is some brown sugar. I'm going to mix all of that up. This looks so pretty. And then I'm going to transfer it to a greased enamel pan, and I'm going to put it in the smoker and let it smoke with his pork roast for about 1 hour.
My pork roast has been on for 4 hours, and your chutney now for about an hour. I think they're both ready.
Oh, that looks great.
Yes, it does.
Oh, and it smells so good.
Tell you, it does smell good. I think the combination together, this is going to be a fabulous meal.
On this recipe, we're going to be smoking fish. Very simple recipe using salt, pepper, and lemon. Before we do that, we need to get the smoker prepared. Now, fish can be kind of brittle, so what we've done is we've taken the grill rack here and we've just covered in aluminum foil. I'm going to go ahead and place this on the smoker. We've already got it started. She's heating up now. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the lemon wedges we've got here, and we're just going to lightly squeeze these onto the fish here, seeds and all. Just take those off. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. Not very heavy, just a little bit. This makes an excellent recipe. Very simple, quick, and easy. Can be ready in probably 15 minutes, depending on the thickness of the fish. Now we're going to put the skin down. This will keep the fish together, especially when you're going to take your spatula and flip the fish. Once we get these on, we're going to cover it with the lid. And like I say, in about 15 minutes, we're going to come back and check on it. All right, I said let this cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. It's been about 20, depending on the thickness of your fish now. That's what's going to depend on the time. And these are ready. Go ahead and take these off. Like I say, they're very brittle. That's why you want to use the aluminum foil, see there, and a spatula to take them off with. These are going to be great. And like I was said earlier, it's a very simple recipe. A little lemon, a little salt, and we're ready.
This is going to go great with Dawn smoked fish. It's an unusually delicate tartar sauce. I've already heated up just a 1/4 cup of butter. I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, squeeze the juice of a 1/2 lime, and put in a 1/2 cup of chopped scallions. Okay, we'll mix all that up together, and it's finished.
I got a great cooking tip for you. When you're outside smoking, frying, or grilling, or whatever, and you don't have an ash pan, I'm going to show you how to build one. Just take aluminum foil, put 2 pieces together, and then roll up the outside edges to make a barrier wall to catch any drippings or ashes. This will protect your day.
For Thanksgiving, Christmas, or just large parties, a great idea is to cook a turkey and a ham at the same time. We've got a 12-pound turkey that we're going to position on the bottom rack of our smoker. We've got a 12-pound spiraled ham that we're going to position on the top rack of our smoker 3 hours into the cooking of our turkey for a total of 7 hours. We've got a honey mustard sauce that we're going to baste our ham in that we've made up here. The drippings from the ham will go down onto the turkey to give the turkey all the flavor that it needs. Okay, our turkey's been cooking for 3 hours now. We're going to position our ham on the top rack. You can see we've got it basted here in the honey mustard sauce. Well, our turkey's going to get all of its flavoring from the juices of this ham dripping down on top of it. We're going to come back about once an hour and baste our ham with a little more of this sauce, and when you see this, it is absolutely wonderful. We've been cooking for 7 hours now, and I think this ham and turkey is ready. Oh, that ham sure does look good. We're gonna take this off here. Oh, look at that fork go inside of there. I'll position it right here. Just look at that. We're gonna take our top rack off. And we're gonna just grab this turkey right here. These legs are just about ready to fall off. Boy, doesn't that look good? Now you've got a ham and a turkey cooked together, and this turkey is gonna be very good because you've got all the drippings from this ham down on it. This is a great, great recipe.
Here recently, my brother and I had the great pleasure of going to Fargo, North Dakota on a goose hunt. We had good success there. So what I'm going to show you today is a recipe on how to prepare goose on a smoker. It's a very simple one. First, we started out by placing the goose breast, that's the only part of the bird that we used, in milk for 2 hours in the refrigerator. Once that was done, we placed it into Italian salad dressing for another 2 hours. Italian salad dressing is real good because it's got vinegars, oils, all types of spices already in the mix, so you don't have to prepare anything. This is what she looks like here after she's been in here for, like I say, 2 hours. Now we're going to place it on the smoker. Smoker's already preheated. We're going to leave it on for about 30 minutes. Come back and check it. And probably give it a flip. Now, one thing about goose, you can either cook it well done or medium rare. I prefer it medium rare because it's not as tough. It's been about 45 minutes. 30 minutes into the cooking, I came in and flipped the goose. I think they're ready. Yeah, those look good. This is what makes a great hunt in North Dakota worthwhile. It's a very simple recipe. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Since I'm grilling this, I like my chicken to lie flat. I think that helps it cook better. So I took a whole chicken, just took a cleaver and cut it right in half. Now for the marinade, I've got about a half a cup of white cooking wine. I'm going to take about a half a cup of olive oil. I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of Dijon style mustard, about a tablespoon of honey, and I've got 2 teaspoons of oregano. I'm going to mix all that together, put a little salt and pepper in here for seasoning. Okay, and now I'm going to take my chicken and just put that right in the marinade. Okay, now this is going to take about 30 minutes, so we'll check back in about 30 minutes and we'll see how that looks. Okay, this has been grilling about an hour, so let's look at it. Oh, it's perfect. That is beautiful, so golden brown. Let's take that up. Ooh, that's nice and hot. Transfer that to my plate. And boy, does that look delicious. Beef sauté is an Indonesian dish that you can serve as either an entree or an appetizer. Now I've taken my meat and I've cut it in 5-inch strips and I've already got it on skewers. I'm going to make a marinade of soy sauce, some cooking oil, okay, some brown sugar, some chopped onion, a lime. I want to squeeze as much of that juice in as I can, and fresh cilantro. Now I'm going to mix that up with my hands. Okay, that's nice and thick, and I'm going to put that in there and just let them marinate. This is going to have to stay in for at least 2 hours, and then we'll be ready to grill. All right, these have been cooking just 2 minutes and they are ready. So let's take them off the grill and I'll put them on my plate, and I'm going to serve them with a Thai peanut dipping sauce. That really makes it taste good.
America's most popular outdoor grilling, hamburgers. Everybody has their own special recipe, and the way I prepared these are with a little bit of A1 sauce and soy sauce. We're going to show you 2 ways to grill them. One is with indirect heat and direct heat. First way is indirect heat by placing the burgers on the top rack of the smoker. This keeps all the fire or flame away from the meat. We're going to place the lid of the smoker back on the hamburgers and come back in about 15 minutes. All right, it's been about 15 minutes. I think it's about time to take these off. Now, like I mentioned, we did these with indirect heat, and what happens is, by doing that, the moisture inside the dome keeps the burgers moist. Now, we left the water bowl inside the smoker, so all the drippings go inside there. That helps to make the condensation throughout the smoker. You only have to flip them about 1 time, and it works like a conventional oven. The heat will just rotate throughout the smoker. We're cooking these hamburgers on direct heat. Let me show you what these look like. By doing this, we get the seared flavor that you may want in your meat with steak, hot dogs, hamburgers, meat like that. By doing this, the juices of the meat here fall on top of the base pan. It gets a sear effect, or a sizzle comes up and the smoke comes back up to your meat. Gives it a unique flavor.
This is a great variation for hamburgers. Okay, I've got some mushrooms and some onions just sizzling here on the camp stove. I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of refried beans, and I already added a tablespoon of sugar to that. Just let that heat up on the stove for just a few minutes. Now, when you're ready to serve your hamburgers, you're going to take a large flour tortilla and put it on your grill. You only want to let it be out there for about 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to baste that with butter, and you just want it to start to get warm. Put a little cheddar cheese on that, and add a little bit of cheddar cheese in here. Oh, and that looks perfect. You're going to take the hamburger, put it right there, pick that up. Okay. Put that right in the middle. Wrap it up, and a great way to eat a hamburger. I've got a great tip for keeping fish moist anytime you want to grill. You can season it any way you'd like, and then just take regular mayonnaise and slather it on. Now the mayonnaise doesn't give it any flavor. All it does is keep it nice and moist. Definitely a bit messy. There we go. And let me get this other one here. Okay, and I'm just going to let those cook for about 7 minutes. These have been cooking about 7 minutes, and boy, don't those look delicious. This yogurt chicken recipe is similar to a tandoori style chicken that you'd get in an Indian restaurant. For this marinade, we'll take a half a cup of onion, some coriander, and this is a mixture of turmeric and cumin. Take a half a cup of plain yogurt. Whoops. Just a little bit of salt and pepper, and a little bit of chopped garlic. We're going to mix all that up together and marinate. Now this is going to have to marinate about 3 hours. Let me put that in there, rub it all over, and I'm going to cover that and put it in the refrigerator. We'll check back on that in about 3 hours, and we'll be ready to grill. Okay, this has been grilling for about 55 minutes, and once again, that looks great. So let me pick that up, put it on my plate. Boy, that looks good.
When cooking outdoors, always remember safety first, and I got 2 great tips for you. One is never leave your unit unattended, and 2 is always place your gas bottle about 12 inches away from a smoker or deep fryer or whatever unit you're cooking on. That way this doesn't stretch your hose out for children or pets to walk in between and trip up on.
You know, smoking and grilling is a great way to prepare meat, but my favorite is deep-fried turkey. If you want to impress your friends, you need to try this recipe. We've got a 12-pound turkey here, Cajun spices, and all you have to do to your turkey is get these spices on the outside and the inside. We want to make sure we get it in the cavity so that the grease on the inside will also season it. Get it on the back side. Really put the spices on it. This recipe is easy, and you'll see this is the best turkey, the juiciest turkey that you will ever eat. Now we've got our grease over here at 350 degrees. We're going to take our baling basket out. We've got some aluminum foil here. Now we're going to place this bird in with the legs up. Right down inside there.
We're going to position it where it will completely get submerged. Now this is 350 degrees of grease, so you want to make sure that you get that turkey down in the grease very slowly. Put our lid on top. Now we've got a formula to go by. This is a 12-pound turkey. We want to deep fry it for 3 minutes per pound plus 5 minutes. That's a total of 41 minutes from start to finish. And you'll see when we take this bird out, you'll never eat any turkey any better than this one. It's been 41 minutes since we put our turkey on. That's all, just 41 minutes from start to finish, and it's ready. Take our lid off, turn our burner off, and we're gonna take this turkey out with the baling basket here. We're gonna have another pad. You gotta make sure that you get all the grease out of the cavity of the turkey. Set it over here on our aluminum foil. Now, this is a very hot turkey, so you want to be very careful. The nice thing is, from start to finish, all it took was just the 41 minutes. And this is going to be the best Cajun recipe for a turkey that you'll ever eat. Get our baling basket down there. Just cut into the breast here, and you're going to see the juiciest turkey that you've ever seen right there. Buffalo wings, as you know, are very popular. We're going to show you how to deep fry already cut wings, show you a very nice sauce, and how to impress your friends with the buffalo wings that you always go out and eat. We're going to place our wings down in the basket. These wings, like I say, are already pre-cut. We're going to get our temperature up to 350 degrees using our thermometer. We're going to lower them down in the grease very slowly. When you're cooking with grease, you always want to remember, never leave grease unattended. It's nice to use the thermometer so that you'll never get it over 350 degrees. And outdoor cooking, when you're deep frying, very fun. While those are cooking, we're going to show you how to prepare that sauce. What we've done is we've melted a little margarine. We're going to put in a little garlic salt. We're going to pick our favorite hot sauce. We're going to mix all this together. And when we take our wings up, we're going to pour this sauce directly over on top of them. All right, our wings have been cooking for about 10 minutes now, and I think they're ready. So we're going to turn our burner off here. I'm going to let our wings drain right here. Boy, this basket sure does make it nice. These wings right here will drain right here. If you've got any that might stick to the bottom of the basket, just break them loose with a spoon or a fork. We're going to put them in our bowl right here. The sauce that we prepared, we're just going to pour directly over our wings. Now these wings are going to be hot, hot, the way we like them. If you don't like wings quite so hot, very simple. All you do is take some ketchup and put inside of your sauce and mix it up, and that'll tone that heat down. Now the way we're going to bake the sauce to our wings is we've got just a regular sheet pan or a cake pan here. We're going to put our wings up here with the sauce already on. And we're going to put them on the smoker.
put as many as we can up here. Now the way we're going to do that is we're just going to move our pot and basket. We're going to take our smoker. We're going to put it back on to our camp stove. We're going to put this right on top, just like you got it in as far as the baking in your oven. The sauce will bake right to the chicken wings, and boy, they're going to be good.
Now I like blue cheese dip with my buffalo wings. I've already got some blue cheese in here. I'm going to add some mayonnaise, a little bit of sour cream, some green onion, just a little squeeze of lime here. All right, and a quick dash of Tabasco sauce. Mix that up, and this is a great complement to buffalo wings.
When using this type unit, whether it be a deep fryer, smoker, or even a charcoal smoker, always keep it 2 to 3 feet away from the house. And remember, most of all, outdoor use only.
I love deep frying, and one of the recipes that I like to do is deep fried Cajun Cornish hen and deep fried pheasant. What we're going to do is take some Cajun spices, sprinkle all over the two birds that we've got. Now you don't want to waste it, but you don't want to be too light with it. You want to make sure that you cover the whole bird, inside and out. Now the nice thing about this recipe is it's very easy. The only thing that we're doing to these birds is putting this Cajun spices on, getting our grease to 350 degrees, placing them down in the grease, and in 7 minutes, we're taking them out. We've got our grease ready right here. Place them down in there. Now the formula that we're using, these weigh a half a pound each. We're gonna use the formula of 3 minutes per pound plus 5 minutes. Well, with a half a pound bird, that's 1.5 minutes plus 5 minutes, and 6.5 minutes, we're gonna take both of these out. Deep frying is not only a good way to cook, but a fast way to cook. 7 minutes, and these Cornish hens are ready to come up. We're gonna turn our burner off here, let them drain there for just a little while, get the grease out of the cavity of the birds. And just look at those birds. That is a great Cajun recipe.
A low country boil is one of my favorites, and it's a lot of fun to do outdoors. What we've got is a 22-quart pot and baling basket. Water's already boiling, and we've got our crab oil in the water already, and it's been boiling for 3 minutes. We've got 4 basic ingredients that we're going to add to this dish. We've got sausage, short-eared corn, shrimp, and a mixture of snow crab legs and crawfish. But the first thing we've got to do is add the sausage for 3 minutes, and then we'll come back and add each ingredient. And I'll be back in 3 minutes. All right, it's been 3 minutes and the sausage is going. Now it's time to add the corn. The corn will go in for 3 minutes also. I'm telling you, you're really going to like this dish. I'll be back in 3 more minutes. We've been into the cooking now for 9 minutes. It's time to add my favorite part, and that's the seafood. We're going to drop the crab legs in first. And then we're going to get the shrimp. This is a party favorite because the best part of the whole dish is coming up at the very end. I'll see you in 3 more minutes. We've been into the cooking now for 12 minutes, and here comes the fun part. It's time to take it out. Let me remove the lid, get the handle of the boiling basket, and you need 2 pot warmers because you're going to have to grab it by the bottom of the bailing basket. Now this is very hot. Let that drain. And now we're going to just pour it right here. And this is the fun part. Nothing else is needed to eat with. You do it right here. That's what we've got the white paper out for. Here comes the crab oil. And we'll take those out. Okay. And there she is. I'll see if I can save these last 2 pieces of corn.
There are many great resources to guide you, and I'd like to share some of my favorites with you. Barbecued ribs, smoked butts, and other great feeds by Gene Volz. The Florida Cookbook by Gene Volz and Carolyn Stewart. The Tabasco Cookbook and Lee Bailey's Southern Food and Plantation Houses. For information on the Masterbuilt 7-in-1 Smoker Fryer Grill Combo, you can call 1-800-489-1581. Cooking outdoors should be fun, simple, and remember, be creative.
And now, a special bonus section. Stay tuned as Marisa Bridge brings you additional recipes from the cooking segment of the National Hunting and Fishing television series, Outdoors with Dean Durham.
Today we're going to make some spicy catfish fingers. Catfish has a very mild flavor, but this Tabasco-based recipe really spices things up. I've been marinating my catfish in a mixture of Dijon-style mustard, some egg white, and just a dash of Tabasco sauce for about 1 hour. The deep fryer is hot, and I've already prepared a coating of 1/2 cup of flour, a 1/2 cup of cornmeal, and some salt and pepper. Let me just mix that up a little bit. And we are ready to dip these into the flour mixture. Go ahead and put a couple of those in at once. Get them a nice coating. I can hear my oil sizzling over there, so I know it's ready. Okay, let's go ahead and drop those in that hot oil. These have been cooking for less than a minute, and I can tell that they're ready, so let's take them out of the grease. Oh yeah, those are nice and done. Take that out, transfer that over to my plate, which I've got some fresh tomatoes and some mayonnaise. And doesn't that look delicious? Today we're going to make fish and vegetable tempura. Tempura is such a light batter and it's so easy to make. I've already mixed 1 egg yolk in 1 cup of icy cold water. And here in this flour mixture, I've got a 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch and some salt. And I'm just going to mix those together about 1/2 cup at a time. And your batter will be lumpy, and it should have the consistency of maybe a pancake batter. You don't want to let that get too thick. Stir that up, and I've already cut up some vegetables and some fish. Okay, that looks like it's about right. Just like that. And I know my oil's good and hot. So I'm going to go ahead and dip some vegetables and some fish right in the batter like that. Get those coated, and I'm ready to drop them in some oil. Okay. Okay, these have been cooking a minute, so let's take a couple of those out, put those on my plate, and I made some Oriental dipping sauce earlier this morning, which is some brown sugar, ginger, and soy sauce, and you've got a wonderful Oriental treat. Today we're going to make some grilled red snapper with key lime. This presentation is so beautiful, it looks like something you might eat in a restaurant when you're down in the Keys. I've got my red snapper here, and I'm just going to take some Dijon mustard, put it on my hand, and rub it on both sides. I've already heated up my grill, and I've got lots of grease on it so the fish won't stick, and we're just going to grill it. I assume this is going to take a good 15 to 20 minutes because this is a nice thick piece of meat. Let me wipe my hand off, and we'll put that on my hot grill. Okay, and we'll just let that cook. Okay, let's see how that fish looks. Oh, perfect. It's nice and golden brown. Let's take that off and put that on a plate with some fruit and some onions, and I mixed up some lime and honey juice, and I just heated that up in the microwave, and let me put just a little bit on there. Boy, that looks delicious. Isn't that beautiful? There are so many great recipes for hush puppies, and I bet a lot of you use the same recipe that have been in your family for years, but I just recently got one from a viewer down in Columbus, Georgia that's just a little bit different. I just mixed up a mix of a cup of cornmeal, a half a cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, a half of an onion, and instead of any liquid, you use 2/3 cup of creamed corn. You take the mixture, which is quite thick, form it into the size you want right here on your hand, and drop it into the hot oil that I've let heat up on my Cookmaster. That'll probably cook about a minute. Before you do the next one, you want to dip your spoon into this ice cold water, shake off the excess, and get another one ready. These are so good, and they taste so great with any kind of fish. Now these have been cooking about 1 minute, and ooh, they're perfect. They're nice and golden brown. We'll take those out, and I'll add them to my fish. This is really a great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Today's recipe comes to us from down Louisiana way. It's a great Cajun recipe that's been popular on the Gulf Coast for years. Now, one thing that is essential is that you have plenty of ventilation and you use a cast iron skillet. We're going to do some blackened bass here. I've got a hybrid bass that I'm just going to dip into some melted butter. Then I'm going to take some red fish seasoning that you can buy at any supermarket, and you really want to put this on well, because you're going to drop that in your hot pan and let it just sear it. Okay, and we'll let that cook for probably 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll see how that looks. Okay, it's been cooking about 3 minutes, and it looks like it's ready to eat. That looks great. That's blackened bass. There's so many great ways to fix venison. It's always going to taste good. I started marinating these tenderloins in a half a cup of oil and some garlic juice this morning. And I'm going to take the excess oil and I'm going to dump it right here in my pan because that's what we want to cook in. Now I'll take the tenderloins themselves, put them in this mixture of beaten egg and roll them around in this Parmesan and breadcrumb mix. Get those nicely coated. And we'll just let those fry. Let me get another one here. Now these are so small, they should only take about a minute or two to cook. So we'll check back here in just a minute and see how those look. Now these have been cooking about a minute or two and they're nice and brown. So let's just put that on a plate with some vegetables, rice, a little toast. And you've got a great looking dinner. That's venison Parmesan. Whether you're roughing it in the wilderness or cooking in the backyard, everybody likes a dish that's quick and easy to make. Texas burgers are delicious and they are a cinch to make. Now I've already got some fresh mushrooms and some sliced onions cooking here on the grill. I'm just going to take my ground venison and I'm going to stuff it with green peppers. I've already seasoned my meat with salt and pepper. Just mix those up, make those into hamburger patties. Let me add a couple more green olives here and I'll put them in the pan and I'll let them cook and we'll check on those in just a moment. Now these have been cooking for about 5 minutes and they look perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some tomato sauce. You want to just put that in the dish and just let it get hot. Okay. And as soon as those are well covered and it looks like the tomato sauce is already starting to bubble, I'm just going to dish those right here up on some toast. Serve that with some chips, and this is really a good meal. That's Texas burgers. When I was growing up, we did a lot of camping, and my mother used to fix stroganoff on the campfire. Well, I'm going to show you how to make it today on my Cookmaster. Now I've already browned my ground venison, my onions, and some mushrooms. I drained all the grease and I added a can of cream of chicken soup. Now that it's nice and hot, all I have to do is add some sour cream, put that in there and really let it mix up. You don't want the meat to get too hot when you add the sour cream. Just put it in there and stir it up, and as soon as it's mixed, you put it on some rice and serve it with a vegetable. Oh boy, does that taste good. It's so nice and bubbly. Okay, let me put that over some rice. And this is absolutely delicious. Everybody always loves it. Okay, got some stroganoff venison.
Obviously, Davey Allison drives hard. His philosophy is to run wide open at all times, as long as his daring ways do not put rivals in danger. In that regard, he has established himself as one of the more shrewd and respected competitors in auto racing.
I never compare myself to other people as far as trying to rate my ability versus theirs. I go after everything that I do to do the best I can at that. And when it's all said and done, I'll let the other people do the rating.
There's a white star shining under the sun. A determined human star makes the black car run. There's a crowd cheering every brilliant glow as Davey takes number 28 high and low. There's danger lurking round every turn as the courageous human star has learned. But he keeps pushing hard because he knows a blessed checkered flag is waiting to blow. There's a human star who has felt such pain, a lot of clear skies mixed with ghostly rain. But there's a spirit within that rekindles fire, 'cause Davey runs on high-octane desire. There's a memory of a year that went up and down, when nobody knew how he kept going round and round. But in 92 the human star reached into its soul to write the most courageous sports story ever told. Oh, the life of an auto racer is not always kind. Limbs break and misfortune can torture the mind. Baby Allison has seen the dirty and he's seen the divine. As an auto racing star who continues to shine, there's a white star shining under the sun. A determined human star makes the black car run. There's a crowd cheering every brilliant glow as Davey takes number 28 high and low.